What's going on, my guys and gals and my non-binary pals? It's your boy Kamon. Today, guys, deck profile of Yang Zings. Now, if you guys do not know, Yang Zings is one of my long-time loves, bro. It's the first like real synchro deck that was competitive back in the day and kind of introduced me and got me into it. You know what I mean? My favorite deck is obviously Synchrons, but Yang Zings showed me a different way to actually play synchro decks. So actually, this deck is why I'm so creative with the decks that I do play. You know what I mean? Because like, I love this deck, man. I played this deck during the like Shadal format, man, and man, it was rough, but it was fun, man. We hate win deck. But anyways, I'm gonna show you guys the main deck and the extra deck. No side deck. This is only version number 1. I'll be working on this deck a little bit more to show you guys a more complete version. If you guys do want a side deck, make sure you do check out my Patreon, because I do post my things on there early before I post it on here on YouTube. Or just become a YouTube channel member. Same thing. Patreon is tier 2. YouTube member is just the first tier, $5, whatever. Let's get right into it. Now this, bro, if you're tired of all the fire decks, bro, this deck is perfect, bro. And the best part is, like, I feel like it can, like, outgrind a lot of decks, because, like, if you're, like, a OG Yang Zing player, you know you can outgrind a lot of decks, bro. Like, a lot of them, bro. Like, because if you guys do not know, every Yang Zing has the float effect to where unfortunately, when the card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, either by battle or card effect, you can summon out another one from the deck, except the same one you summoned. So kind of keep that in mind. And they all have like extra special effects. This is like the first one archetype. Anyways, I'm rambling. Get right into it. So starting with the monsters, obviously we're running 2 Chi Win. Sorry, I've been playing too much Sword Soul. But yeah, 2 Chi Win. This is the light. Also, every attribute does actually matter, because you can go into Chao Feng. Since you guys know, like Sword Soul, you understand how strong Chao Feng can be versus certain decks. But anyways, 2 Chi Win. This is the level 1 tuner. You only need 2 of this. 3 is way too much. 1 is not enough. 2 is just fine. So what he does, again, when he is destroyed by a battle or card effect, summon out a Yang Zing monster from your deck to the field. Also, additional effect, while it's in your graveyard, when a Yang Zing monster you control is destroyed by a battle and or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can summon this card to your field from the graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Believe it or not, that effect is not actually once per turn. So if you do have like a, let's just say a face-up Imperial Iron Wall in the field, you can keep summoning this back as much as you want, because it will not get banished. So keep that in mind. So yeah, 2 of these. You only need 2 of those. Now for the best Yang Zing monster ever, we're running 3 Yugioh. I remember when this deck first came out, we didn't have this card, it didn't exist. We just had Chi Win. But then Yugioh came out, and then it changed the game, man. Yugioh is such a good card. So again, it does have the float effect to where if it dies by a battle or card effect, you can summon out another Yang Zing monster besides itself, obviously. But the main effect of what you want to use this for, if it is the only, is a card or monster? Let me see. Yeah, if it's the only monster on your field, so if you have no other monsters, you can send from your hand to the graveyard 2 Yang Zing cards, and then summon out 2 Yang Zing monsters, 1 with 0 attack and 1 with 0 defense from your deck. But then during the end phase, banish them when they leave the field. Reason why that's good, because you literally, this is your 1 card starter and your 1 card full combo, and it's even better if you do have a certain card in your deck that we are running. But anyways, you want to see this card in your opening hand as much as possible. Even if this card does get Ash Blossomed, even if it does get Impermed, that is totally fine. A-okay. Again, the engines that we are running in here can kind of make up for this card getting hit. But this is the most important card that you do want to see in your opening hand. And the fact that it's a level 2 in a dark is tremendous. It's tremendous, bro. You can go into a really good like Chaos Angel if you want to, you know what I mean? And it's just like, imagine Chaos Angel but with added effects, you know what I mean? It gains 500 attack. It's unaffected by trap cards, spell cards. Can't be switched, you know what I mean? Super good. So that's it for those. And now these are going to be just more 3-0s in general. So we are running 3 Beyond, 3 Bixie, and then 3 Suwani. Suwani is actually the most important one for the 3-0s, because we are in a fire-ish format, so therefore he's more important. but I'm going to explain what all of these do. So for those who are new to this deck and you want to think, I can still do this, you'll understand. So again, every one of these has the float effect. They just cannot float into each other. So BN cannot float into itself, vice versa, and vice versa. So keep that in mind. They have the additional effect on the field during your opponent's main phase and or battle phase. You can synchro summon using Yang Zing monsters you control only. So as long as you have a tuner on the field, that's Yang Zing, obviously, which is these 5 right here, and these are on the field also, you can synchro summon with them. So these 2 can make a 4, these 2 can make a 4, these 2 can make a 5, they can make a 6, and vice versa. But you can synchro summon with everything on the field. That's Yang Zing. So that is their added effect. And also, the synchro monster you use to summon out, with these guys, they have additional added effects. So if you use Beyond, it cannot die by battle. If you use Bixie, it's unaffected by trap cards. And if you use Sawani, it gains 500 attack and defense. So, yeah, like, you can make a big Chow Fang that's at like 33, and your opponent cannot run it over, right, by anything, essentially. And you usually make it with like a light, a fire, and something else too, just to make or earth, you know what I mean? So yeah, these cards are phenomenal. You want to play these cards at 3 at all times, but if you do not like how cloggy it is, I guess you could play them 2/2/2. Kind of the same thing, but me personally, I'm very old school. I like playing these cards at 3 because I do want to see them, and you do want to keep them in rotation at all times. So that is it for the 2-ofs and the 3-ofs. Now for the 1-ofs, we are playing the 1 Pulo. Pulo's pretty cool. We are playing the 1 Tootsie, and then we are playing the 1 Zafrani to round off the Yang Zing monsters. Again, floats. This does not float. This one just searches. So use this one. Make your monster unaffected by spell cards. Your monster cannot be taken control of. So talents cannot take control of. Like, let's say you make like a Baron with this, right? Like perfect thing ever. Let's say you have like 2 monsters on the field, right? And this one, and like your Danglong on the field. You go effect, synchro summon these 2 Danglong and this until either a Baron and or a Chaos Angel. Chainlink 1 Chaos Angel, or Chainlink 1 Danglong, use effect. Chainlink 2 Chaos Angel, banish card on the field. After resolution, if they want to go, okay, talents, they cannot take your Chaos Angel because of Tootsie's effect. So they would have to actually take a different card on the field. So that's pretty cool. And when this card is either Pendulum Summon or destroyed by a Battle card effect in the main monster zone, you search for a Yang Zing spell trap card and add it from your deck to your hand. So that's all it does. But you do play this because it's a name, and it's a level 6. Level 6 does actually come up quite a lot. So I did want to incorporate this. I didn't want to play the level 3. I didn't think the level 3 was good at all. The Treasure of the Yang Zing. I do like that card, but I don't think that card is worth playing. I think just playing the standard, including the Zafrani, is definitely worth it. But that is it for the Yang Zing monsters. And now going on to the engine, we are actually running 2 Visa Starfrost. Not running 3. I think 3 is way too much. I think 2 is just fine. Now this card is phenomenal in this deck. This is literally how you get your plays going. And again, remember how I told you before, it doesn't matter if this card gets ashed and or impermed, because as long as you have this in your hand, you're good to go. So let's say you have this in your hand, normal summon, use the effect, pitch 2, and your opponent ashes this, right? Okay, cool. You can go Visa Starfrost, target this, pop it, summon this out, effect, summon out a Yang Zing monster from your deck. So you can summon out anything you want. Obviously, this is a tuner, so you want to summon out a non-tuner. You mainly want to summon out Bixie, because Bixie and this can make an 8, and your 8s in here are very, very strong. But again, if you do want to summon out like this right here, that's a 10, that's strong enough. If you want to summon out this, you can make a 7. You can summon out anything of what you do need besides this, obviously, because you don't have any 12s in the extra deck, unfortunately. But anything of whatever you need on the field currently to like fight your opponent, that's a good combo. And the best part is, like, we are running another card to actually incorporate and help this card out. But for some hand shots, we are actually running 3 Droll and Lockbird, because Droll is Droll, best card in the format. This is the only hand trap I am running in this deck, but I wanted to run something that is the most impactful for my opponent. So I thought Droll was enough, because like there's no point in me running out 3 Ash. Ash is not enough against certain decks. Droll is definitely a turn ender, same thing like Shifter and whatnot. But we can't run Shifter because we need our stuff to actually hit the graveyard. So yeah, that's it for the monsters. Very solid. And again, if you do want to kind of cut down on the Bien, Bixie, and on the Sawani, I don't see why you wouldn't want to, you know what I mean? I don't really see an issue, like especially if you're drawing too many monsters. And you can just side out one of each per side deck. And again, if you do want to see that side deck, make sure you do subscribe to my Patreon and or become a channel member on here. But let's go on to the spell cards. Because we are running double Visas and not 3, we are actually running 3 Peaceful Planet Calarium. This card is broken in here, bro. We know what this card does. We know how good the card is. Your only target on cert on activation is obviously Visas. And the best part about this deck does not lose to Droll like that. You know what I mean? Because we play such a slow-ish pace game. Droll doesn't really affect us, and we usually do stuff on our opponent's turn. You know what I mean? But this searches this out, yeah, sure. But the main effect of what you want to do with this is, remember, keep in mind, when a tuner monster you control is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can special summon it back either from the graveyard or banish zone. So, let's say you have activate this card here, you search out your Visas here, which is a good card. And it's funny because like you could literally go activate this, search this out, and your opponent's gonna think you're playing Mana Diem, and then they're gonna draw or Ash this, whatever, right? Cool, whatever. Now you're gonna normal summon out your Yugioh. Remember, Visas cannot target your Chi-Wen at all because it is a light, but it can target literally everything else in here, which is broken. So anyways, you want to summon out your Yugioh. Yugioh effect, pitch 2 cards, and again, if this gets Ash or whatever, it doesn't matter because you're going to have Visas. Visas target to actually pop it. Boom, boom, chain link 1, or I think when effects have to actually happen last. I'm pretty sure, let me know in the comments down below, but usually I would go chain link 1 to summon this back, and then chain link 2, summon out another Zing monster, so then you can, you know, kind of climb with that if you really want to. Again, I'm not too sure how that works. I think when effects do have to happen last, but if not, you can chain block. But yeah, that's just one little combo. And the best part about this, bro, like, there's a lot of tuners in here, aka your Danglong, which will die by card effect, aka your card effect. So therefore, you can trigger it on top of your other cards that you do run in here. But yeah, just three Peaceful Planet Calarium is definitely a must-have in here, because it's not just to search out Visas, but it's to also keep your tuners safe from being destroyed by a battle and or card effect and or banish, because they'll come right back. You know what I mean? So 3 of those. No hand traps, but we are running 3 droplet, self-explanatory. Plus, this card is actually pretty good to get rid of some dead Zings that are in your hand, like your Chi-Wen, or if you do draw the 2 bricks in your Tootsie and or your Zafraniu, whatever, just droplet, put them in the graveyard, shuffle them back with your Zing path. You know what I mean? So there's no real downside to play this. This plus Droll should be enough half of the time versus the meta, but again, if you want to side more hand traps, up to you. And keep in mind, this is only the first build. You know what I mean? For spell cards, we are actually main decking 2 Dark Hole. The card is at 3, but I think 3 is too much. 2 is just enough. So I know what you're thinking. Like, okay, this card is not that good versus the like fire decks, aka the Fire Kings, right? Most people are actually running Snake Eye over Fire King, and I think this card is beautiful versus this deck, that deck in general. And the best part is, like, each one of your Zing monsters can trigger off of this. So you can literally go normal summon out Yugioh effect, pitch 2, right? Imperm, Ash, whatever, okay, cool. Dark Hole, destroy everything. Yugioh effect, summon from the deck for free. So again, it's a pretty good card to actually main deck in here. If you want to main deck 3 of these, go right ahead. But keep in mind, this card will actually trigger your Calarium, so therefore you will not lose anything. But I do think Dark Hole in the main deck is definitely a must and needed. We used to actually main deck 1 back in the day, but now that's back at 3. I think 2 is just fine. If you want to main deck 3 because you're just like, oh my god, I gotta get things going, go ahead. Plus, Dark Hole plus any normal summonable Yang Zing monster is full combo, because you go set this card, right? Dark Hole everything, right? It gets destroyed, effect, summon out your Gialto effect. You know what I mean? You want to get to your Gialto as much and or as fast as possible, and Dark Hole is a good card going first and or going second. You know what I mean? So 2 Dark Hole. For Yang Zing cards, we are running the 2 Path, and then obviously the 1 Call by the Grave, because we did not want to deal with hand traps in general. But yeah, Path is actually a very, 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 very broken card. So what you do, you target 3 Yang Zing monsters in your graveyard. Doesn't matter if they're synchro, doesn't matter. Shuffle them back into the deck. Then you just draw 2 cards once per turn. This is literally how you recur things. This card used to be like a $20 card back in the day, bro. Like when it first came out, sheesh. But yeah, 2 of these, again, you go through your stuff quite often, bro. Like, you go through things very quickly, so having this in here is broken enough to just shuffle them all back. Then you do draw 2 cards. So yeah, 2 Path is enough. I was running 3 before, but I think 2 is just fine. I don't think you really need 3. I think 2 is quite enough in my opinion. And yeah, that is it for the spell cards. Now for the trap cards, we are running 3 9-Pillar Yang Zing. This card's broken. This is how you fight against the meta and everything. And again, this card allows you to not miss timing, and it's even better if you do have your Peaceful Planet Calarium face up on the field. So yeah, so what this card does, if your opponent activates a card effect, monster, spell, and or trap card, and it's if, not when, so it can negate the activation, believe it or not. Sorry, it negates the activation, so it can stop during your damage step damage count. As long as you control a face-up Yang Zing card, activate this card, negate the activation of that card, and shuffle it back into the deck. Then you can destroy 1 Yang Zing monster or card you control. Period. So because of this card, how it's worded, your Yang Zing monsters, they will never miss timing. So you could literally go normal summon, set, pass, right? Your opponent does anything. Let's say they go Snake Eye Ash, summon effect, right? You could literally go 9 pillars, negate that activation, put it back in graveyard, destroy this, on res, effect of said Yang Zing monster, summon out another one from the deck for free. So this card is broken and a must. Definitely play this card at 3, not at 2, definitely at 3. You do want to go first with this deck, you do want to open up with this card, but the best part about this card, everything in here is searchable because of Denglong. So yeah, just boop, boop, boop. 3 of these. And then for some more 3-ubs, we are main decking 3 Yang Zing Creation. This card is actually busted. I love this card. The only downside is you can only play Synchro Monsters, right, with this, because you can't send anything else from next deck except for Synchro Monsters. But then again, like, whole thing is Synchro based, you know what I mean? Who cares? The main effect of this card, if a monster, not Yang Zing, but if a monster you control is destroyed by a battle or card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon 1 Yang Zing monster from your deck for free. So, again, your opponent goes enter battle, attack, you go activate creation, they crash into your thing, chain link 1, summon, chain link 2, summon. So then you get 2 monsters for the price of 1. But the reason why I like this card is because it can trigger off of any monster being destroyed, not a Yang Zing monster. So again, let's say you have like a Baron on the field, it gets run over by like battle or whatever, or card effects, right? You chain, like let's say you go Baron, negate, and then they go, okay, Lightning Storm, destroy Baron, right? You can go chain creation, it dies, creation effect, summon from deck. Really, 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 really broken. Definitely a 3F at all times. So, and you know what's so cool? The monster right here, this is the Constellar monster. I forgot the one. I think it's the one that like summons the ones from the graveyard or whatever. But yeah, that monster actually created the Yang Zings, believe it or not. So, shout out to them. And the last card we are running is 1 Blackout, searchable, and it's a good pop card. You could literally go. It's so cool because again, if you have like this on the field too, it's broken. You can go summon out this, activate this, activate blackout, target your thing, target to pop. It gets destroyed on res. Creation chain link 1, Chi 1 chain link 2, so then you get 2 monsters and you don't lose anything essentially. So it is pretty cool, and we are actually running a Shishao, so we can banish this from the graveyard to actually get a token on the field, which is a water type, so kind of keep that in mind if you want to. But as if the main deck has solid 40 cards, I think the main deck is cool. I think it's very solid. I do like the additional Calarium, and I do like the whole dark holes in here and whatnot. I think it's very, very cute. But if there's certain things I do want to change, maybe I'll add like a talent or something. Maybe I'll drop some of the main deck Yang Zing monsters because you don't want to brick on them too hard. But again, we're going to be testing this deck a lot. I'm going to bring it to locals and whatnot because I feel like playing it, and plus it's fun, you know, why not? But anyway, let's go to the extra deck, which is what you guys are waiting for, because the main reason of why I don't think this deck is done, because this deck is very, very crucial on what it has in the extra deck, because again, you're playing a lot on your opponent's turn, so you want to interrupt them and whatnot and kind of like make them not be able to kind of play against you. So whatever you have in here matters a lot. So we're gonna start off with the little stuff, which is the level 4, which is the 1 Arclight. Making this with a Chi-Win and a Beyond, a level 1 and a level 3, make a level 4. The best part about this in defense mode, and in general, when you make it with those two, it cannot die by battle. So this is really good versus a lot of stuff because they can't droplet you. They can't send stuff from their hand or deck to graveyard because it'll get banished. And they can't just beat over this card for free because it can't die by a battle. So yeah, 1 Herald of Arclight, I think it's definitely a must play in this deck. So one of those. For the 5s, obviously we only have the 1/5, which is the Denglong. Denglong, when it's broken, we know what this card to build this card, but yeah, just if we could play this card at multiple, I would definitely play this card at 2. But again, on summon, you could search for any Yang Zing spell tracker from your deck, add it to your hand. So if you want to actually get a either Yang Zing Path or a Yang Zing 9 Pillars or Yang Zing Creation, you could do it. Again, it all depends on what you are trying to go for in this first turn, you know what I mean? But either way, Denglong is broken, bro. We like Denglong. Just play it at 1. Best part is when it sends to graveyard, it sends for cost, bro. So you can send a Chi-Win and then kind of set up. But anyways, for the 7s, we are running the 1 Black Rose, because making a Black Rose on your opponent's turn that's unaffected by either trap cards and or spell cards is busted, bro. Because let's say you know your opponent has like an imperm, you could, or like an imperm, you can go summon out Black Rose effect, and they can still imperm this, but it'll be unaffected. So they're gonna lose everything essentially. So keep that in mind. We are running the 1 Clear Wing. I think Clear Wing is actually very underestimated this format. The fact that things definitely do target level 5 or higher, and level 5 or higher do activate their effect is broken. Like the big Snake Eye Dragon activates the effect. SP targets. This card really busted. And making this card where it's unaffected by traps and spells and can't be like all that stuff is really, really good. So just the 1 Clear Wing. But again, if you don't want to run this card, you don't have to. There are other options, but I'm running it because why not, you know? Other 7s, obviously the 1 Yang Zing Yazi. He's intended for this deck, so it's really good. You can literally make a unstoppable Yazi by using your wind, water, earth. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Chi-Win, right? To make him unaffected by battle, unaffected by traps, spells, can't be targeted, and can't die by a battle. So your opponent literally can't do anything about this card. We call it the Unstoppable Yazi. Your opponent can't do much about it. The card's busted. And it's Scrap Dragon, it floats. Yep. And then obviously we are running the 2 Boxia, because Boxia is in here. I feel like I'm playing Sword Soul, but yeah, 2 Boxia. Boxia's effect will make a lot more sense in this deck than it does in Sword Soul, because then you get more benefits, because you summon out a Boxia for free. You can destroy 1 of your Yang Zings, bring back 1 from the graveyard, summon the effect, summon out another 1 from the deck. It's just broken. Boxia is super, super, super good, and I'm glad I'm playing it again in the first Worm deck it's part of. And for the other 8s, we are running the 1 Shishao. Only 1. So it's summonable for free, and you can summon him and make him unaffected by trap cards, essentially, for the like main thing if you want to do it that way. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's really broken. If you want to run Summit in here and whatnot, you can do that because it is searchable. And or if you do want to run a long Yugioh, you can do that too because summing out first turn Baron is pretty broken in my opinion. So again, testing out builds, see how I like it, but we're gonna see how this goes. But anyways, one Shishao for the 9s. One Trish, summing out a Trish on your opponent's turn is always super good, bro. Broken, bro. We know what Trish does. We love Trish. This is the Hidden Arsenal one, too, actually. So this is the original, believe it or not. But yeah, one Trish, Dragon Ice Barrier. Other nons we are running the one Chao Feng. This is how you beat the fire deck. So if you guys do not know what Chao Feng does, for every Yang Zing attribute used to summon this, your opponent can activate monster effects anywhere with that same attribute. So if you do summon this out using your Sawani against a Fire King deck and or Snake Eyes deck, they can't do anything. And the best part is, right, you can summon it out because you can go, this is a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this summoning out with these right here, it is doable, believe it or not. So you summon it out with a wind, a dark, a water, and a fire. So they can't use fire monsters effects, water monster effects, dark, and wind. So you can't get drolled or whatever. They can't use whatever. Wind's really good. They can't use Dark Witch anymore. Unaffected by everything. They can't use Zelantis. Can't do anything. And obviously they can't use fire. And they also gain bonus effects. Gain 500 attack and defense, unaffected by trap cards, and unaffected by spell cards. So they can't Regeki, they can't Imperm, nothing. So summoning this with these amalgamations against those fire decks, it's essentially broken. And again, when something on your opponent's field dies, depending on the attribute, you summon one from the deck. And if this card dies, you add a tuner monster from your deck to your hand, so you can literally add tuner in the side deck or Visas if you want to. So yeah. One Chao Feng. Now for the 10s, we are running the one Sovereign, the one Cheng Ying, the one Baron, and the one Chaos Angel. Making this to where it's unaffected by spells and trap cards is broken. Broken, bro. Well, actually, you can't do it with the spell and trap cards, but just making this in general in here is just really good. What was I thinking? Because you need a light and or a dark monster to actually summon this. Yep. So yeah, you can't really do that, unfortunately, but still super good. These are the best 10s in the game, so why not run them? And the last card we are running the one End Punisher, because making this unaffected by traps and spells and can't die by a battle. It's really good. And then his own effects is broken. But yeah, man. Hope you guys did enjoy that. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe to the video. See you guys next time, man. Have an awesome one. Peace.